everybody, and this is James from Boner's C10 Garage, and this here is the pictures that I took for the AC box. The first one was the 67, old, outdated, worn and tired. So I took the 01, disassembled it to see how everything functioned. I wanted to know exactly how I can do this to make a smaller version to fit under my dash. So I laid some things out, got a basic design of what I wanted, and I decided that I was going to build it out of foam. And that right there is a picture of the old condenser, seeing just how far it went inside. So I knew I was going to have to go with something smaller. So I went on the O'Reilly's website after I started playing around with this thing to find the size that I wanted, and I found a couple pieces, and so I got those just to lay this out and test it all out to see how it would fit. It ended up changing a lot. I did this out of foam first, like I said, and it was a nightmare. I just started over, and I was like, okay, I'm going to build this out of wood, and I'll make a form, and I'll put resin in it, and I'll make a fiberglass one. Well, that didn't work out because the wood one was just a total disaster. It was better than the foam, but it was not better than what I was going to do. So I started laying all this out, and it started out well. I was real happy with how I was going with this, and then real quickly I realized that I was going to try to build this thing out of wood, and wood is straight. Now, I could have got some thinner metal, but I wouldn't have been, some thinner wood, but I wouldn't have been able to warp it without, I could have with a lot of time, but I didn't have a whole lot of time. I didn't want to spend too much time building this thing, but I was going to give it a shot, and so I tried, and then I realized that air flows does not work well with straight edges. Air, that becomes more like a block. And so I decided I was going to try to make these little angles in here and make this thing look all nice and pretty, and that just did not work out well. It was bad. It was a bad design, try to do this with wood. So I ended up scrapping the whole idea of the wood, and I ended up trying to build it out of metal, and I think I did a really good job. Now, this is probably going to be like a 4 or 5 part AC build. The wood was an epic disaster, and you'll see me give up on it here in just a few minutes, I guess. I don't know. But I ended up just scrapping it and building out of metal, and that'll be in the next video, part 2. And it'll probably be somewhat lengthy. I'll show you a little test that I'm going to do. I'm going to show you how I sealed it up to do the test in the first place. But, you know, it was a lot of work trying to build it out of it, and I tried to copy the 01 as much as possible. And the wood did kind of sort of help me out a little bit because I did get a basis of what I wanted to do. But overall, it was an epic failure. So I'll show you more in the next video, which will be me trying to figure out how to build it out of metal. Appreciate it. Thank you. Peace out, players.